What happened after you place an order at nanoshan.org? In this video, we will show you Nanoshan behind the scenes, revealing what happens between your order and tea delivery. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from Nanoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. If you're also looking to expand your tea knowledge and brewing skills, then make sure to click on the subscribe button. And if you enjoy watching, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Alright, we've done already quite a few videos about tea pricing. In particular, for example, the one about the wholesale price, revealing to you which is the price of tea at the source for us, and also how can you get wholesale price if you plan to go to China yourself. We will put links to these types of videos about tea pricing in the description below, and also at the end of this video you will see some links on the screen. But now let's focus on today's topic: what happens when we process your order. Let me first tell you that during this video I will reveal another tea deal that you can make if you place an order with us at Nanoshan. Is not one of the tea deals that I have mentioned in a previous video, the one where I told you 7 different ways of making tea deals with us. It is a new one, so you want to stick on the screen to find out more about that. And speaking about placing an order at Nanoshan, the whole process is actually quite cumbersome. It's quite complicated, and for us is no more, because we're used to that. And at the end, you have to make something a little bit complex if you really want to provide a customized and personalized service to your customer. So I think there is still room for improvement, of course, and we can optimize the process even more, especially if we grow further. But for now, this is what we are going at Nanoshan. So let's see. When you place an order at Nanoshan, I receive a notification on my phone. In this notification, I check the different products that you have ordered, and then I go to another window where I write a message to Matthias. I write the number of the order, tell that Matthias has to process it, writing him that he has to write a letter for it, which is always the case, and also how many samples he has to send with that particular order. And if you've placed an order above 100 euros worth of tea, we would also send you a 10 euro voucher along with the tea that you can use for your next order. Now you have to know that, as it is written actually on our website, we do dispatch orders twice a week in Berlin. And now I want to show you what happens the evening before a shipping day. Matthias comes back from home. He lives in Zurich, and he comes back from home, and as everyone does when we come back from home in the evening, he takes off his working clothes and he wears something a little bit more comfy. Then Matthias sits at his desk and starts processing the orders for Nanoshan. The thing first that he does is actually he's opening the order that we have received, and is also opening the previous orders made by the same customer. You see that here are in a different tab open. Then he checks what the customer had ordered before, and this information is used to select which samples we send along with the order. This is because we want to send you samples that are really matching your taste and also reflecting your order history. We don't want to send you a sample of the tea that you have already ordered in the past and you already know, because it's not really much added value for you. So now, after having checked all the previous orders that you have made at Nanoshan, Matthias goes back to the most recent order and start processing it. What he does is actually opening a note within that order. He copy-pastes the template that we have created, and he writes also the customer number that he has taken out of our customer database. The next step is creating the invoice. For that we use an app, and now I want to show you how that works. Matthias here is opening the app, and let's see what he does. Yes, well, while the app is loading, he's steeping some tea. You know that here actually at Nanoshan we really like to drink tea, of course, every one of us, and we do particularly so also when we work, especially when we have our evening session. And you know, it's just in the evening after we have been actually in the office the whole day, and we want to relax a little bit while we do our tea business. And here Matthias does a quick check of the invoice, and then he stores it on our database, writing as a file name, the number of the invoice, and also adding the customer number in the file name, let's say. Now the invoice is done, and let's see what Matthias does next. He goes back to the order and reopen again the note that he was showing you before. And here he remarks the order number, the invoice number, and he writes that that particular invoice is done. This is because we all work in different locations. Matthias is in Zurich, I am in the US, our guys are in Berlin, and so we want to have some traceability of what we are doing. Another good reason why Matthias drinks tea while he works for Nanoshan is because he has to select the samples, and to do so he needs to know our tea. We have quite a few tea on stock, so he tries to drink teas when he processes the order so that he can also find some inspiration. Here now he opens again the note that we were mentioning before, and he writes actually the sample that he had selected before when checking the previous orders that you have placed. In this case is T209 is our tea code, and is a TEAWARE vintage from 97. He stored the note, and now he goes to the next step. As you see, he's moving a window and is actually opening our letter template. We do write customized letter basically to every single order, and here you see that Matthias is thanking the customer for placing the order with us, and now he explained in this case which sample he has selected and why this is the case. Now, at least always the first part of the letter is actually customized, and we really then, depending on how well we know the customer, you know, sometimes they are even friends actually, sometimes we don't know you personally, we give you a feedback, we will give you some advice about how to steep tea, but we do also have information that we would like to give to many of our customers, like for example if we have some particular offer at the moment or some new videos. And here, for example, Matthias is copy-pasting actually a text that we send to our customer on a regular basis. Of course, we try not to send you the same message all the time. And actually, we always change the information that we provide to our customers, so that shouldn't happen really very often. And now at this point, actually, the work of Matthias is almost completed. What he does is opening again the note, and he writes here that the letter has been completed. At this point, the work of Matthias is almost completed. He has simply to notify by instant messaging to Dimitri and Henning that all the orders for that day are completed, and he's free to go to bed. So the next step that I want to show you is what happens the next day in the morning in our studio in Berlin. But before looking at that, I want to reveal to you the tea deal that I was mentioning at the beginning of the video. What is all about? Now, of course, you know that you can place order with us by going to www.nanoshan.org, and as in every other online shop, you simply place your order. But there is another way for placing order with us, and it is comes also with some advantage for you. Not many people know that you can simply write us an email. You can write us an email and tell us which orders do you want, what do you want in your order, and also you can ask if we have any teas or any TEAWARE that is not available actually online. For example, just today I got a request for a customer that was asking if we have a tea scale. We do have a tea scale, it's not online, so we're going to deliver also a tea scale with that particular order. Now, placing order via email is not only interesting for you because you can access to tea and TEAWARE that otherwise they're not available, and you can also ask us advice about which tea and TEAWARE to buy, but also because you can save money. And why you can save money? Because, you know, when you place an order online and you pay with a credit card or with PayPal, we get charged because we get a commission from the credit card and PayPal. On top of that, our back shop system, which is Shopify, does charge us with additional commissions for using their back shop, and they do so for every single order that you place, which means that since we save those commissions, we can turn those savings, if you want, in a discount for you. So you see, you have many ways to do order with us, also sending us an email, and we tend to accommodate that. It depends a little bit of what you're ordering. If it is something really small, let's say you want to order just a couple of samples for €5, it's not really much the discount that we can offer you, and we would say, okay, go ahead and order that online. But if you have to order something large, for example an Ishin teapot that costs a lot of money, then you would quite save some money there, and I personally suggest to proceed in that way. Write an email to info@nanoshan.org and we will tell you which deals are there for you. All right, now let's see what happens the next day in Berlin. Either Henning or Dimitri go to our studio and start processing the order, but I will now leave the word to Dimitri that will show you the Nanoshan studio in Berlin.
Behind this innocuous door, we keep our whole assortment of exquisite Chinese tea. Follow me. The Nanoshan studio is divided into two halves. I'm standing in our minuscule warehouse where we have shelves filled with boxes, filled with packets, filled with tea, all packed up and waiting to be shipped to you. Each has a 3-digit code used to distinguish the specific kind of tea and the year. And back here on my right, you can see 2 refrigerators, especially for green and a few scented teas to keep them fresh. Behind these 2 shelves are 2 more sets of shelves with TEAWARE, also, so all the cups and gaiwans and teapots. And then here we have our office and packing station. On my right, on this white table, we pack up all of the tea, weigh it on a scale, and pack it into the little individual packets with labels that you get in the mail. And then on the other side, we have here on my left is our kind of office table with computer and for order processing, and a little tea station. And on my right, the black table is for packing tea into boxes and getting it ready to be shipped out. And behind me we also have some these large boxes for oversized packages of tea which are not yet packed into the little ones. There might be some spoilers here tea which is not yet online but will shortly be, so stay tuned for that. And Henning will show you how these we use these tables and go through actually processing an order.
Also in the studio, the order processing starts at the computer, usually along with a cup of tea. You see here Henning steeping a shoe puer. And the first things that he does when he gets into the studio is checking the orders that have been processed the evening before. Here he checks the number of the invoice, and then he search that invoice and print all the invoices basically that we have received. Now here we show you only one, for example, but usually he does all the invoices simultaneously. Then he opens all the letters that we have received and print the letters as well. Then Henning gets up and starts processing the order. What he does, he takes the invoice and then he goes in our studio and pick up all the different products, tea or TEAWARE, that you have ordered. You see that we have all the teas in boxes, and every box has a tea number on it, which is the product number of the particular tea. He pick up all the teas and he check one by one on the invoice just to make sure that we don't miss anything basically. Here he pick up the TEAWARE sample that was selected by Matthias. At this point, Henning goes back to the black table where he will pack your tea. And you see that here Henning takes actually out every single product that you have ordered. He placed those little packages on the black table, and with his mobile he take a picture of those. So that's a little bit weird, and you see that here now he's actually sending those pictures to me, and you are asking yourself why. Well, you have to know that we really want to make sure to send out the right order. And for doing so, we apply actually a 4-eye principle, which means that 2 different persons will check that the right products are going to be packed into your box. So the other 2 eyes are mine, and you know, Henning actually tends to go to the studio in the morning when on this side of the ocean, you know that I live in the USA, it is still the middle of the night. And you see here that I'm just waking up because the alarm rang, and I open my mobile, and this happens twice a week, unfortunately not every day. Then I go to my message and I check the photo that Henning just sent to me. I compare that with the order that you have placed. I check that all the tea is there in the right quantity and the right amount, and at this point I confirm the order to Henning. At the same time, while I'm checking the order, Henning in the studio is checking which is the best shipping method for you. You are everywhere in the world, you order sometimes larger quantities, sometimes smaller quantities, so there are different shipping options available. We have a custom-made program that helps us selecting which is the best option for sending the parcel to you, depending on the dimension, where you are located, and the weight. Once he has selected the correct postage, he goes there and prints it, and he starts packing all your order. You see here that we have a cutter. With this cutter we cut the letter in this case, so the different letters that we have printed for the different orders. Then we have the postage here, we cut that as well. And after all this cutting is done, we proceed, or actually here Henning proceed with the packing. This is a kind of relatively small order, so he put just in this tiny box all the different teas. And at this point is quite straightforward, right? It's just a matter of folding the different paper that we have to put in there. We have the invoice, we have the letter, and then after that he will seal the box, and at that point it is ready actually to be sent to you. And once all the orders have been packed, the job actually of Henning and Dimitri in the studio is almost completed. We have actually also other duties to do. For example, we have to pack the tea in advance, we have to clean the studio, we have to clean also the TEAWARE that we have used to prepare the tea, and once a month we have to prepare a lot of documentation for the tax advisor. Anyway, once all this is done, Henning and Dimitri are free to go home, and on the way home they will stop at the post office, or like in this case at the kiosk, to dispatch your boxes. Here we are. And here we are with Dimitri with 4 different parcels. You see that here the lady simply scanned the parcels, so that either, depending on the system we are using, you receive a notification, or Dimitri later on send it to you. And this is it. That's how we process your order in 3 different countries, sending all the tea from Berlin. I hope you have enjoyed watching at Nanoshan behind the scenes, what's happened in the Nanoshan backstage, let's say. And if you have any question, go ahead and put that in the comments below. We are aware that we can optimize the process even more, but for the time being, with the number of orders that we are actually receiving, we are fine with that, and we are able to provide you a personalized service that is what actually makes Nanoshan, if you want, so unique. So said that, I hope you have enjoyed watching the video. If it is the case, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And go ahead and subscribe our channel if you haven't done it yet, and more videos like these about tea knowledge, about tea brewing skills, and so on will come your way very soon. Thank you very much, enjoy your tea moments, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye guys.